Hey, what's up guys? This is Robert Wilson, Pensacola's #1 real estate agent, and in this video right here, I'm gonna give y'all 5 simple steps to follow to help you ensure that you make a smooth transition into your new home here in Pensacola and to help you onboard officially as a Pensacola and Escambia County resident. Now, if you've ever changed jobs or switched employers, you know that the first couple of weeks at your new company are really all about training and completing certain administrative tasks in order to get you set up within their company so that you can hit the ground running as a new employee during weeks 2.5 or 3. And honestly, moving to a new town is kind of similar. There are certain administrative tasks that you're going to want to go ahead and complete so that you can quickly start to enjoy everything that your new town, Pensacola, has to offer with a carefree state of mind and not feeling like you have anything left undone. And so in this video, I'm going to give y'all what I think are the 5 key things that you need to get taken care of as soon as you end up moving to Pensacola in order to make a smooth transition into your new home and to onboard as quickly and efficiently as possible in becoming a new Pensacola and Escambia County resident. And since next year, 2024, is going to be an election year, I decided to throw in one last bonus step so that you can be prepared to participate in the 2024 election. So if you want to vote next year as a Florida resident, you're definitely going to want to watch this entire video. All right, all that being said, without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, step 1. First things first, you're gonna wanna get your utilities turned on. Okay, so if you decide to go with me as your realtor, which I really hope that you do, but if you decide to go with me and you end up going under contract on a new home here in the Pensacola area, about a week before your closing day, I will send you an email telling you exactly who your utility providers are going to be for each individual utility that you can think of. For the most part, your utility company is going to be FPL, which is Florida Power and Light. So I'll tell you who the company is, what their customer service phone number is, and then also what their website is and exactly how to set up your new account with each individual company. As you can see on this email, I've provided all of the information for each individual utility company for electric, water, sewer, trash, and internet. And so again, if you go with me as your realtor, I'm gonna make your journey of moving to Pensacola as smooth and stress-free as possible. But if you don't end up going with me, I'm gonna go ahead and give you some other information as well so that you can do all of this research on your own. I guess I'm just doing it out of the goodness of my heart. But if you don't go with me as your realtor, you can always go over here to myescambia.com/businesses/utilities. And as you can see, you have a wealth of information over here at this website giving you a list of all of the different utility companies in Escambia County. The only thing that you have to figure out is which one of these utility companies services your address. At this point, you ought to be feeling a little bit better about moving day, knowing that the air conditioner is going to be turned on, you're going to have internet, and your water is going to be hooked up. Because, I mean, let's be real. Who wants to move into a house that has no AC, no internet, you can't play any music in the background, and you can't take a shower at the end of the day? All right, there you go. Utilities, check. Step number 2 after moving to Pensacola is going to be to have your mailing address changed and have mail forwarding set up. Okay, and to be honest with you, getting your mail address changed is pretty easy. All you have to do is go over here to USPS.com. Up here on the banner tab, just come over here to Quick Tools, and then go down to change my address. Then it'll take you over here to this page where you just have a form to fill out giving your old mailing address and then what your new mailing address is. Once you add in all of your address info, your contact information, you'll then get to the mail services part, which it will give you the option to add on an extra 6 months, 12 months, or even 18 months of mail forwarding to your new address. And to be honest with you, I think adding on the extra 6 months is a really good idea because me personally, whenever I move, it always takes me a little while to contact all of the people who are sending me mail on a regular basis and letting them know that, hey, you know, I have a new mailing address and you might want to go ahead and get that updated in your system. And so adding on this extra 6 months, I think is a really good idea, especially if you're someone who's super busy, someone who doesn't have time to spend the 2 to 3 hours contacting everybody who's sending you mail pieces on a regular basis to let them know that, hey, you've moved and they need to send your mail to this new address. So again, in my opinion, if you're someone who is moving across the country or across town, you're gonna have a lot of stuff on your to-do list already. So I think that for the extra $21, I think it's a pretty wise investment. That way it'll take some stuff off your plate and give you time to deal with getting your mail address changed at a later time period at your convenience. All right, good deal. So you're making progress so far. You've got the lights turned on, you got the water running, you got the internet humming. You're even receiving mail at your new address. At this point, you're very, very close to becoming a legitimate Pensacola local. Now let's talk about how to get you out of your house and onto the roads. All right, so you're ready to get your driver's license. So first things first, you need to know where you're gonna go to have your picture taken, have the license printed out, and then hand it over to you. And the place that you're gonna do that is gonna be the Escambia County Tax Collector's Office, located right here on South Palafox Street. But before you just walk in there and tell them that you're ready to get a license, you're gonna need to know what you need to bring with you. Okay, and so if you go to EscambiaCountyTaxCollector.com, right here on the banner tab, click on Driver's License /ID, and it will tell you exactly what you need to get a new driver's license here in the state of Florida. Okay, so what you're gonna need to take with you when you go to the tax collector's office to get your new license is gonna be, number one, a certified birth certificate. Number two, you're gonna need your social security card. Number three, you're gonna need 2 forms of proof of residence in Florida, which is why we went ahead and got your mailing address updated. And then the fourth thing that you need to bring with you is gonna be your old license. That way you can hand it in, turn it over, whatever, and then receive back your new Florida driver's license. All right, so hopefully at this point you are settling right in at your new home here in Pensacola. You've gotten most of your boxes unpacked. You've got your furniture set up. You have communication with the outside world via your new mailing address. You have a Florida driver's license now. Now what you need to do is you need to go ahead and sign up for that Florida auto insurance policy, and then once you do that, then you'll be ready to go ahead and get your new Florida license plate and have your car registered here in the state of Florida. Now you might be thinking, well, how do I get a Florida auto insurance policy? You know, how do I get that changed over from the state that I'm living in currently? Do I need to contact an insurance agent who's here in the Florida area, or can I use my current insurance agent? You know, what do I do? Well, I'll tell you what I did. My insurance was tied in with my parents' insurance back in the state of Mississippi. And then when I moved to Florida, I decided to just go ahead and cut ties with the current agent who was handling my policy. Didn't have any bad experience with him. I just kind of wanted my own deal, right? And I just reached out to someone who was here locally at State Farm. They got me set up, went into their office, filled out some forms, you know, answered survey, questionnaire, et cetera, giving them, I guess, my risk profile or whatever they need on file to issue me a policy. Once I had all of that information submitted to them, I had a legitimate auto insurance policy for the state of Florida. And of course, everyone's policy will be different based on the amount of coverage that they want to get. But if you're wondering what the actual state of Florida requires as the minimum coverage you need to have, you can always go over here to flhsmv.gov/insurance, and that'll take you over here to this page where it tells you exactly what the minimum requirements for insurance are here in the state of Florida for automobiles. All right, there you go, insurance. Kind of boring, right? But hey, now that you have your insurance, you have your driver's license, you can now officially get your vehicle registered here in the state of Florida and get your new Florida license plate. All right, now to get your vehicle registered here in the state of Florida, that process is gonna take place at one of our familiar places, which is gonna be the Escambia County Tax Collector's Office over on South Palafox. And for me, whenever I got my vehicle registered here, my car was already paid off, so there was no lien holder or bank that I needed to contact or do anything extra for. All I really had to do was show up at Escambia County Tax Collector's Office with my vehicle, my license, my proof of Florida insurance. I had to show up with my out-of-state title, and of course the license plate on the back of my car. And then basically all I had to do was walk up to the window, show them all my information, say, hey, you know, this is what I'm trying to do. I have my vehicle parked out back, and since I was transferring an out-of-state title and getting registered in the state of Florida, one of the clerks had to follow me out there to my vehicle, verify that the VIN number on my vehicle matched the VIN number that was on the title that I was presenting to them and having transferred into a Florida title. Once she was able to confirm all of that information, we went back inside. She printed me out a new Florida title for my vehicle, as well as a brand new Florida license plate. All right, now as you guys could probably tell, I'm kind of a little bit iffy about that whole entire process. So if you want to read up a little bit more about it, you can always go to EscambiaCountyTaxCollector.com, go over to the title and registration page, read the exact instructions for yourself. That way you'll be confident that when you walk in the door, you're not just going on some hearsay, but you actually read the info yourself, were able to decipher through it, and you'll feel confident that when you get there, you'll be able to get through it easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right, boom, there you go. At this point, I would consider you an official Pensacola local. But there's one last thing that I want to tell you about, especially since we're coming up on an election year. But real quick, before we get into all of that, I do want to go ahead and invite you to join my Moving to Pensacola Facebook group. In this Facebook group, you'll be able to ask me questions directly about the Pensacola area. You know, what are the best neighborhoods? What are the school districts? Where do I go to pay my property taxes? Where do I, etc., etc., etc. In the Facebook group, I'll also be posting some resources for you to use so that you can find your way around town, figure out what some of the best things are to do on the weekends, or any other resources I can think of that I think would be valuable to someone who is thinking about moving to Pensacola. If you want to join the Facebook group, all you have to do is check out the description box below the video where I will leave a link taking you directly over to the group. And then once you're there, all you have to do is just click join group. I highly recommend that you join the Facebook group. And now, back to the video. That is gonna be how to get registered to vote and where you go to cast your vote. Okay, so the first place that you're gonna go to get registered to vote is gonna be escambiavotes.gov. Then once you get over here to the website, click on register to vote. And it'll tell you how to register to vote online, in person, or by mail. And for the sake of this video, and since I got my computer open, we'll just go ahead and click on this online registration. And then as you can see, all you really have to do is just click on some of these answers to these questions that they're asking you. And it's really just a step 1, 2, and 3 process. Pretty simple. Okay, boom, now you are officially registered to vote here in the state of Florida. But where do you vote here in Escambia County? What you're gonna do is you're gonna come back over here to escambiavotes.gov and then scroll down here to kind of the middle of the page and then click on where do I vote? Boom. Then once you get here, just go ahead and click on find my precinct. You're gonna enter in your house number, street name, 224, and then the street name. Okay, boom. And then it'll go ahead and show you exactly where you vote. All right, there you go, folks. If you follow all of these steps, you should be able to smoothly and quickly onboard as a new Pensacola and Escambia County resident. And hey, real quick, if you're interested in learning why people are choosing to move to Pensacola versus other cities across the state of Florida, go ahead and check out this video right here. Check it out.